My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins, and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Mary, my heart turns to you on this great feast of the baptism of your Son. You had been preparing for this moment for a long time. It is possible that Jesus had said to you more than once, I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am constrained until it is accomplished. After all, he had been speaking to you all these years about his Father's business. The day for your Son's departure approached. You knew that all those peaceful, bucolic years living with Jesus would eventually give way to the next stage in his mission. I like to imagine you making a big fuss over the final preparations for that long journey on foot to reach the Jordan River. I wonder what kind of picnic basket you prepared. Finally, the moment when Jesus looked at you with incomparable love, and at the same time, that look in his eyes that you had come to know so well. I must be about my Father's business. A big hug, his soulful, bless you, dear mother, and off he went. Lord, during that long walk to the Jordan, 5 or 6 days most likely, your ongoing conversation with your Father was unimaginably sublime, as you united your will to his. Each one of us was present in that conversation. After all, we are intimately involved in the ongoing project of the redemption. Jesus, what did you and your Father say about me? Can you give me a hint about your dreams for me? So much depends on my discovering the answer to that question. I need to see my life from your point of view. The fact is that each one of us is called to continue the work of the redemption. Our lives are serious business. What a shame if we were to settle for anything less. St. Josemaria opens his book, Furrow, with this challenging point. There are many Christians who are persuaded that the redemption will be completed in all environments of the world, and that there have to be some souls, they do not know which ones, who will contribute to carrying it out with Christ. But they think it will take centuries, many centuries. It would be an eternity if it were to take place at the rate of their self-giving. That was the way you yourself thought, until someone came to wake you up. Jesus, that look in your eyes as you headed to the Jordan River inspires me. I want very badly to acquire that same seriousness of purpose. Help me to rivet my attention on your dreams for my life. There is a concept that is practically unknown to us, but was held in great esteem by the ancient Greeks. It has a lot to do with that passion in your eyes, Jesus. The Greeks believed that thumos, Thumos, the spirited element of the soul, was essential. Think of spiritedness, a life force, vitality. Thumos is mentioned over 700 times in the Iliad and the Odyssey. Sports coaches are famous for their efforts during locker room huddles to coax the very best performance from their players. The coaches could, if they wanted to, cry out, I want to see more thumos, but that of course would just draw blank stares. They are saying the same thing when they cry out, I want to see fire in your bellies. Whenever you come across a lack of courage, energy, and ambition, the problem is a shortage of thumos. For far too many people, thumos lies dormant, an energy source left untapped. It is as if each of us had a thoroughbred waiting in the stable, chomping at the bit, but we kept him locked away, only trotting him out for pony rides at children's birthday parties. Jesus, help me to flame on, as the saying goes. Give me the grace to be about my Father's business, day after day. Never let me settle for mediocrity, the path of least resistance. St. Josemaria preached forcefully about the need to aim for the stars. From the earliest days of Opus Dei, he urged his listeners to consider ad maiora natus sum, a Latin phrase meaning, I have been born for higher things. The very first point in his first book, The Way, ends with this burning petition. And set aflame all the ways of the earth with the fire of Christ that you bear in your heart. An event from 1939 captures this spirit of St. Josemaria well. He wanted to alert his followers to the imminent publication of The Way. St. Josemaria prepared a handwritten note to accompany a newsletter that would be passed from hand to the young students in touch with him. The goal of the note was to shake up those young people who had just emerged from 3 years of fighting in the Spanish Civil War, and thus had perhaps lost the habit of study. The handwritten note contained a single point from The Way, which he chose in order to get their attention. And here is that point. Your indolence, your half-heartedness, your laziness, are cowardice and comfort-seeking, as your conscience constantly keeps telling you. But they are not the way. Well, our first reaction to these challenging words is to bristle with indignation. But let's face it, Jesus, if I am honest with myself, I can identify certain manifestations of modern-day indolence. Hanging out aimlessly, spending hours on video games, abandoning my previous love for books, and settling for mindless scrolling through social media. Speaking of reading, here is a helpful consideration that was published at the start of this new year. Reading deepens. Social media keeps you where you are. Reading makes your mind do work. You have to follow the plot. Imagine what the ballroom looked like. Figure the motivations of the characters. All this makes your brain and soul develop the habit of generous and imaginative thinking. Social media is passive. The pictures, reels, and comments demand nothing, develop nothing. Social media gets you stuck in you. Reading is a rocket ship. New worlds. Mary, you would do anything to help us respond to our Christian vocation with passion. Obtain for us the grace to take our mission of co-redeeming with heroic thumos. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help in putting them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.